Exactly. It's a tough goal to make in that high intense situation, but I mean that is it. Our Protoss champion, he fell.
He did. And now we have the rise of another potential champion, depending how this bracket plays out. And I forgot to remind us to do predictions. God. Oh well, we'll get it for the finals as we kick off our semifinals here on 2000 Atmospheres LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We, of course, have our red Zerg player coming down from the land of Korea. He is going to be representing the Afrika Freaks. He is our boy, the most fashionable player in all of StarCraft 2. He is Armani.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the South Korean Zerg player himself representing KaiZ Gaming, KZG. It is Solar. As I set up the predictions.
Oh, there's still time. Yes. And while Light is doing that, I will just bring up that what I'm curious to see in this particular ZvZ, will Armani go for any 2-base pushes? And will Sola be able to hold them once again? Because not just throughout this tournament, but in the Kashinikal Open that happened a couple hours ago, we've seen a lot of Zerg players try to end the game early with big 2-base pushes against Sola in particular, and none of them have worked out at all.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of players try, and we've seen all of them fail. When it comes to Biol and a Laser attempting to do that against Solar. So we'll see how Armani approaches this matchup. I guess what we're alluding to is that Solar's scouting is just so good. Not just his scouting, but also his responses to what his opponents are doing. So it's really difficult to try and be cheeky against him, and he's almost forcing you to play into that mid game. You know, nothing without anything too crazy going on.
Yeah, well, they do call him the brightest pro gamer for a reason. Mostly because of his name, but also because of his brain. Smile, yeah. I'm not sure I've ever seen Soul smile.
Wait, what are you talking about? What are you on about, mate?
Not like a wide face smile, you know? Not like a...
Shaking my head, mate.
But more like a... You know? Not like a toothy smile.
Shaking my head. Meanwhile, so far the openers have been pretty standard, and I'm kind of liking this so far from Armani. As both our players do get their third bases, we see Bailey Ness as well. So everything is pretty mirrored, and no one is taking any chances, no one is taking any risks.
Yeah. About what we expect from a game number 1, I suppose. Players just want to suss one another out.
Exactly. And as these third bases are being taken, that's when we kind of look to see, okay, does anyone diverge? Does anyone stop droning? Does anyone start making a wave of links to apply pressure across the map and try and test out their link bane against their opponent?
I doubt it. Well, maybe... No, I doubt it.
Yeah, as we did have a safety baneling being morphed in here for Solar, so we can see that he, of course, is looking to be the defender. He's just kind of chilling at home, droning up, and meanwhile, Armani diverges for the first time here, working on +1 carapace.
Okay, he's anticipating Solar to be the aggressor, which he is looking to be, but not with Link Bane. Instead, with Roaches later down the line. That's a much earlier lair coming out from Solar.
Yeah, exactly. The gases are being taken. Lair is on the way for Solar to go into that into that Roach speed, as +1 range is on the way as well. So Solar could still, there's always the option to go into mutas, but it doesn't look like he wants to commit too hard into them.
It'd be nice to see, though.
What?
Just a handful of them, you know? Go around and harass a little, as Armani is more than willing to meet the Roaches of Solar.
Yeah,
actually finish up his Roach first.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of looking at a couple of things here. Plus, on carapace is on the way. Armani, he has a relatively low drone count right now. Only here at 42, he's making a bunch of roaches, and this is something that we've seen a lot recently, especially in GPO, like going for these hatch pushes where there is no lair. It's just pure hatch tech, and you just get a mass amount of lings and roaches, send it across the map, and it can hit so hard.
Oh, it hits hard and it hits fast. So fast, in fact, that if your opponent's teching up, they just don't really have much of an answer. Solar has finished droning himself, though. He has finished teching up too. I say that as he throws on Nidus.
That's the thing that's scary. Unlike Armani, Solar, he has kind of wasted a lot of resources in a lair, in Roach speed, and in a Nidus as well. And there we go. He finally does cancel the Nidus. He needs as many resources as possible if he wants to hold on here.
We'll see if he's able to pull it off. Without the Library Constitution, it is going to be difficult for Armani to reinforce his roaches, but he may not need them in the end. He may just be able to pull it off with reinforcing links. Already 7 drones go down, so it's still a little bit ahead, but Armani is starting to break through.
Oh god, but the reinforcing roaches are going to be more than enough. I was so confused about why there were so many banelings from Armani. It was so... a little bit unnecessary there, when Lings honestly would have been a little bit better. GG gets called, and Solar defends.
Once again, you cannot take out Solar with an early push like that.
Oh god, I mean, I do feel like there was a lot of potential there, but yeah, there's just a lot of banelings, and banelings against roaches just aren't that great.
Yeah, well, Armani was never really able to scout much, was he? So I think he himself was just expecting Solar to have a lot more lings and roaches there. He made an assumption, but that assumption turned out to be wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately, because there are a couple of different ways that you can approach that kind of all-in. Something that Solar does quite a bit is that you just make Lings and Ravagers, and that's it. And you just go with pure Ling Ravager. And you get your surround and you land your biles, but as we saw there, Armani, he went Roach Baneling instead, which is like a different variant and interesting.
To say the least. So we're getting ready to jump into game number 2.
Yeah, can you... Okay, never mind. I was like, who is missing here? Ready. It is Armani. It is Armani who is not available at the moment. But yeah, what a game 1. And I didn't get to mention it earlier, but you could of course place your bets. It's closed now, but you had 5 minutes to place your bets and wager who would win.
I didn't get to wager.
God damn.
Oh well, look. I would have gotten any channel points at the end though.
It's true. Can't win any channel points, unfortunately.
Not when you're a mod.
Now we're diving in. Game 2.
Actually, how does that work? Is it for mods in every region, or is that region exclusive?
I think mods can bet now. I think
they can, but can they put in channel points? Is what I want to know.
I think I've done that before. I think I've.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it is region locked in some places.
Yeah, Singapore is
Asia
weird
specifically.
Like that.
Yeah.
And
to group it all into C. As we load into game number 2 here on Hotwire LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We of course have our red Zerg player coming down from the land of Korea. He of course is going to be representing the Africa Freaks. He is the player who mains Zul'jin in Heroes of the Storm. He is Armani.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hardwire LE, we have the South Korean Zerg player. He is blue, representing KaiZ Gaming, and hopefully we're on the correct map. It is Solar.
Oh, I know that one. It's It's like a laugh from Armani. It's like a lull.
Shaking
The
my head.
backwards F.
Shaking my head. Shaking my
But
head.
it's actually pronounced more like.
Oh god. But yeah, so far everything is looking pretty normal once again. I'm a little bit disappointed. No 13-12s and 12-11s, no pool firsts or anything like that.
Are we? That's surprised so.
Yeah. No major aggression from any of our players. Not yet anyway, but we got plenty of games for that, right? It's the best of 5.
Yeah. Once we learn the game number 3, then I think. Oh, shout out to Maddox for the translations.
Thank you, Maddox. Thank you. Oh god.
Oof.
Yeah.
Throwing a little shade.
I mean, we saw the Nidus as the game was concluding, and yeah, Solar just posturing, mate. Let him know, laying down the law. Like, mate, why are you even trying?
Yeah. Go back to your store. Question mark, something like along those lines.
God, so Armani's gonna have to try something a little bit different here in game number 2. Other than that, all in. So far, everything's looking just like game number 1. But is he gonna get a lair? You know, is he going to look towards that mid game? Maybe even get some mutas.
That's what we're gonna have to look out for, because as you were mentioning, I do think that hatch push had a lot of potential for Armani, as long as he didn't turn all those Zerglings into Banelings. Heartwire is a much longer rush to this map than 2000 Atmospheres, but with how quickly Lings are able to move, I'm not sure if it makes that much of a difference here.
Yeah. I mean, so far it looks like Solar wants to be a little bit of the aggressor here with 14 Lings on the way. This isn't like an all-in or anything like that. It's just he's going to be sending them to try and deny this third base. If he gets it, great. Otherwise, he's looking to trade as best he can against the Ling Bane of Armani.
Yeah, we'll see if he's able to do so. He was pooling all of his Lings, and he's still pooling them together now.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Armani is pulling his own Lings here at the natural base as well. Love it. Great minds think alike.
And speaking of great minds, Banelings.
Yeah, and Armani is not stopping the pulling of Lings, by the way. He, Solar at least started droning up, but Armani, he's just holding down that Z key.
And he wants as much as possible here to defend that third base and potentially go for a counterattack from there. One Baneling can really do a lot, but not if it gets sniped by the Queens.
Yeah, exactly. And Armani, he is going for the Ling Flood. He has to be so careful to avoid this Baneling, and it looks like he should. What's important is that he has been hiding the majority of his Lings, but okay, there we go. First Baneling gets baited out.
Yeah, I'm not sure from which player there, but that was a decent connection, I think, for Solar. Potentially another really good one as well, but not quite. A lot of Banelings are on the way right now for Armani, and he still has plenty of Lings to spare.
Oh god, he really does, but he has to be so careful. There are so many Banelings here at home for Solar. Armani, he has to deal some damage. He is all in with what he's going for. He's going to try and deny all these Banelings. Can he do it?
He cannot, as they morph right on time to take out a massive chunk of the Zerglings. Just like that, Armani has lost his army advantage.
Yeah, we have more Lings coming across the map, but the longer this goes on, the easier it is for Solar to defend. He finishes up another wave, another round of Banelings, and he should be fine.
Well, he is well aware that Armani has stopped droning, or that Armani isn't droning anymore. The Banelings, once again, just getting such good connections.
Yeah, like, Armani, unfortunately, he's still not droning up. Like, he was all in earlier, and he is still nothing but all in. He gets a decent round, but, oh god, the Banelings.
Yeah, honestly, a decent snipe here for Armani, but here come more Banelings.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, he just can't find any damage here. He's trying desperately to at least get these Queens, but there are just so many defensive Banelings that he just can't do it.
Yeah, Solo even evacuates the drones just in case any Lings slip into the mineral line. All the Banelings have been dealt with for Solar, but 2 more are here.
Yeah, 2 more finish up just in time, and with these 2 Banes, oh, is it going to be enough? The Queens!
Starting to get close, another Baneling finishes. And yeah, reinforcing Lings do clean up everything. Solo holds for now, but a lot closer than it perhaps should have been.
Yeah, I mean, Armani, he's a tenacious one, but GG gets called, and Solar takes game 2.
Both games lasting 6 minutes, 33 seconds.
There you go. Oh,
just like that, he's already on match point.
Yeah. Oh god, that was a rough one. Like, that can work if your opponent skips the Baneling Nest, but if they don't, like, it is so difficult to just outling Bane your opponents, especially when they have the defender's advantage like that, when they have all those queens to be able to snipe Banelings. Like, it's difficult.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. And yeah, the narrative is we're just following the narrative right now. You cannot beat Solar with an early push. Hoping Armani internalizes this.
Yeah.
and does something a little bit different on our next map.
Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. He's tried a couple of things. He's tried like a 3 base, just Roach Bane all in. He's tried a 3 base Ling Bane Flood. What are we gonna see here in game 2? Are we gonna see 2 base play?
2 base Muta?
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah. We are learning into Pride of Altaris, Ellie, after all. We're in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top left-hand corner. We have our red Zerg player coming down from the land of Korea. He, of course, is going to be representing the Afrika Freaks. He is the most fashionable player in all of StarCraft. We have Armani.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Pride of Altaris LE, we have South Korean Zerg player currently up 2-0 in this best-of-5 semi-finals, representing KZ Gaming, KZG. It is Solar. And I think he may just be dead.
Oh?
Mate, he is going for a hatch, I imagine, gas pool against a gas pool opening.
But
it's the gold.
It is the gold base, yes.
And
that's how Solo wins.
This is so overconfident from our blue Zerg here. The greediest opener, one of the greediest openers you can go for here on Pride of Altaris. And Armani, he's going to be so aggressive with Lings. He should be scouting this gold. And I will be so impressed if Solo can hold on to this.
Meanwhile, Armani takes the gold himself.
Oh yeah, why not?
But he takes it significantly later than Solar. He's already going to have his Lings out across the map. Solar trying to main out his drones, and honestly, that also does help a little bit in the defense, depending on how well he can drone drill. We'll see.
The Lings are already on the way here. Ling speed as well. We have continued gas production, gas mining, which means we should be seeing a Baneling Nest. So Ling Bane is going to be coming out from Armani. And again, this space is so vulnerable. The Queen is on the way. Lings are about to rock up, but Armani actually hasn't seen the gold yet. He doesn't know. Oh, he knows now.
Yeah, he has an inkling. He's going to check, and he confirms.
Yep. He confirms the base. Lings are going to rock up. Immediately, we see a cancel on the spine. Oh, God. Solar, he has to try and buy time for that Queen to come out. And already, so much lost mining time.
Yeah, you could say that it's not the end of the game right now for Solar, since again it is a gold base. But since Armani's also taking the gold base, it's not like he has so much of an advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the Baneling Nest just finished up for Armani. We need Banelings ASAP, by the way, so we can press that advantage. Longo, he waits. Bigger chances Solar has to get his own Banelings up and running.
He's already outproducing him when it comes to the Lings, at least for the moment.
And there's Ling speed. Oh my god, he's gonna get us around!
But who is surrounding whom? Well, Armani's surrounding Solar.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
Here we go, the Banelings are on the way, but now the Banelings are on the way for Solar as well. This is gonna make things a little bit messy.
So things getting messy. Here comes a flank of Banelings. These are still slow links for Solar. As Metabolic Boost only now finishes up. But with it finished, it's a lot more opportunity for Solar.
Oh god! No!
Really good snipes from the side of Solar. Armani is left with 0 Banelings, and just like that, he holds.
Sometimes you only need one, and Solar had the best Baneling connection he could have hoped for there. Armani slipping up despite his massive advantage, and now Solar, he is on the aggression. Now he's the aggressor. Oh god.
He's going straight for that counter attack. The Baneling's not too far behind. Another fantastic connection for Solar.
How?
Looking up very well
Again?
here for Armani in game number 3, but somehow Solar finds a way.
Yeah, Solar finds a way. He's just, it's just straight up better Ling Bane control. That's all it is. Like, he's just
Pretty much.
He's just had so much better connections here, and just slowly over time, Armani's getting overwhelmed. The Queen is almost dead. We have another Bane that's about to finish up.
Like so, and the Lings have been completely wiped out for Armani. GG is called, and Solar takes that series 3-0 to be our first grand finalist. GG.
I am in shock, mate. Everything was going right for Armani, like the build, the opener, but the execution was a little bit lacking there. It didn't help that, I don't know if you saw, the first 2 Banelings that Armani morphed in, were like at the vertical 3rd location of Solar, which means that they were so far out. It took them so long to actually waddle in and get into the fight, and by the time they did get into the fight, like, it was, yeah.
A little too late, yeah. I do like the idea of that flank with the Baneling, so it's just, so you're mentioning the distance was a little too much to cover.
Yeah. They needed to get into the fight ASAP as soon as possible, and it just did not happen. And by the time they did, again, we saw Solar just get the perfect Baneling connection that he needed. And with that, Solar moves on to the grand finals,
where he will face either Hero or Byun. That is what we're about to find out here.